And it's been another week, and it's been a crazy week. Before we get started, I have a mystery that needs solving. I would appreciate your help. For the last couple of weeks, Eliza and I have not been able to find our copy of Veronica Mars Season 1. We think we loaned it out to somebody. We checked with the usual suspects. No go. If you have it, please let us know. So this week has been crazy. It started out with a read-through of episodes 6 and 7. Here's some footage from that night. I'm going to try and keep it spoilers-free, so here's hoping you don't learn too much. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for being a part of the show called The Soon Power Project.
Is that what we're here for?
Yeah. Oh, from the beginning, teaser, over black, and knock comes at the door. So
Have you been enjoying the clothes I've been buying for you?
Go to hell, you sadistic son of a...
his eyes are huge. She starts straining wildly against her bindings. Good job. Jonas then taps a stick figure drawing of a woman to a tree. The exterior apartment building day. Top of the stage. Jonas, stand where we left them.
Skip my line.
Yeah, that's alright. It's all like a whole...
I didn't you. No.
Cut to black. Credits roll.
Will Chris have a beard or not have a beard?
I'm not gonna actually, yeah, I'm not.
So that's episode 6. Any questions from anybody?
I didn't get to read it, so this is awesome.
Thanks. Awesome.
Spoiler alert, China.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's way too late. Don't tell me.
Here we go. Episode 7. Oh wait.
Did you just do your job?
I don't know. This really isn't what I signed up for.
Yeah. He's not Mickey Mouse. He's just more thick.
And Donald should start by saying, I looked in the mirror, and that heart is powered by, and then you're just like, yeah. You stop him there, so.
Yeah, you know what? Let me write that down. Second sanctum, staircase night. Virginia and Sebastian are walking up the stairs.
How to handle herself, I'm sure she'll be fine.
They can hear Jonas and Donald at the other side of the door. End of Act 3. End of episode.
Whoa.
We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. There's a long road ahead of us.
Let's read it again.
What do you think, Carlin?
About what?
What happened?
To read through the scripts?
All of this, it's great.
It's really up to
I'm
Jay.
excited.
Yes, dude. I was there and you sang a lot better than that.
You have downloaded that song.
Oh, we have a good time. Isn't this sweater awesome? Eliza made it for me. We finished with the Indiegogo campaign and we made our goal thanks to all of you donors out there. You guys are so amazing, and also thanks to Craig and China.
Moving the word. Ready?
Once they started doing that live show, it was really only a matter of time, you know, asking people to donate to the show. And it was a great show. It was a lot of fun to watch. And thank you guys for doing that. And thank you to everyone who donated. We can now start getting ready to shoot. Our first shoot day is going to be November 27th. On Thanksgiving weekend. Next week, we'll see. I'll talk a little bit about our auditions process. We held some auditions on Wednesday. Last week's question: if a book is solely published for an e-reader platform, like someone puts it up themselves, does that affect your opinion of the book? We had 214 say yes, that affects my opinion of the book. Just give me a real book, please. 106 say no. I'll read it on an e-reader, and I may enjoy it very well. People gave a lot of reasons for wanting it in a traditional book format. I love the feel of books. I love the smell of books. People talked about like turning pages, and it was a very tactile, sensual, you know? And then there were some people who were like, you know, it wouldn't affect my opinion at all. I really enjoy stories. However, I would never read it off an e-reader, ever. I hate reading things off a screen, you know? So you lied. That does affect your opinion, and you got added to the yes, give me a real book category. There is very much a difference between this and this. I myself have a Kindle. I enjoy reading it, but it reminded me kind of why it's so hard to get somebody to watch a web series. This has been through the usual hoops. We know that it's gone through a series of quality control factors, and it's been worked on by professionals in the book industry. You know, binding it, printing it, editing it, writing it, and therefore we know what to expect. With this is like a web series, all right? People can put this out themselves. They write their story, maybe it doesn't get copy edited as thoroughly as it should, and they put it out there. However, I read Under the Dome. This is a great book. I'm reading his new one, 11/22/63, on this. It's awesome. But this is why it's so hard to get people to watch a web series, because they go to the TV for their series content. Television industry, as they know it, that's a quality control factor right there. With a web series, who knows what you're getting? You know? There's no guard at the gate on a web series, basically. So that's why it's so hard to get people to watch stuff like us. It's a new format. People want this, they're used to it. But I think there's a couple other factors here. Those of us who like to read, I think we also like to be identified as readers. Look, oh, they're reading a book. They are a reader. If I'm reading on this, you know, if I'm sitting in a restaurant or on a park bench with this, who knows what I'm doing? I might be reading my email. It's an electronic device. I could be doing anything. Whereas if I'm reading this, I'm reading in the park, I look awesome, and people are like, oh, that guy's a reader. Look at what he's reading there. And like, especially something like this. Look at the size of this book, all right? So if I'm like here in the book, somebody peers over and sees this, look how many pages that guy has read. He's obviously a reader. I've read this many pages. I'm about to read this many more. I'm undaunted by however many pages there are on this book. I'm a serious reader, you know? I think we just like to be easily identified as readers. Other readers can see us, you know, we have something in common. Someone walks up and you're reading this, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm reading a book on my Kindle. You know? They're like, what book? Oh, it's this book, that, the other. Like, you have to explain it. When you're reading this, they're like, what you reading? You can just go, author, title, cover, gives you an idea, looks cool. If you're reading this, people know you're a reader, and I think we like that about it. There are a few things about this that are awesome. One, very easy to carry around. This fits in my coat pocket. You know, I can stick it in there, carry it around. For guys, I'm saying, like girls can always stick a book in their purse. That would be kind of heavy though. That would be a heavy one. Two, I think the screen is very easy to read. It's not backlit like, you know, people were saying I hate reading stuff off of the screen. It's not like that kind of screen. I can actually read this easier in the sun than I can a real book because that page like gives me the day blindness. This is very soft on the eyes. Another thing I enjoy about this is particular to the case that I have for it. Boom, reading light, done. You know, can read in bed, don't have to leave the light on. And the other thing is I read a lot while I'm eating because I like to keep my mind occupied at all times so I don't have to think about things. You're gonna brace it on the table to read it. Boom. All right, now eventually with a Stephen King book, pretty much all Stephen King books, once you've read far enough, it supports its own weight, you know? So once you're in the middle of the book, it's easy to read while eating. But with this, you just flip it open, it stays open, take a pinky, push, next page, boom. Very easy. So this week's question. Not going to be a question this week because as I was reading all of the comments and a lot of people were like saying, I hate reading stuff off a computer screen. The more I read that phrase, the more I realized how much I hated it. And I started getting a headache. And so it made me think, I do this every week. It can't be good for my eyes. I read like hundreds of comments. So I figure if I don't ask a question this week, there'll be way less comments. Feel free to comment if you want. I'm still going to read it. But I figure there'll be a lot less. So no question this week. And I will see you next week.